right, now you guys, I am so excited to bring you another podcast session of the Master Passive Income Podcast. My name's Dustin Heiner, and I'm super excited that you're here with me today. And we are talking all about real estate rental properties and how you can quit your job because you have enough passive income coming in from your rental properties so that you can replace your monthly income from your job and never work a job again. Now, I quit my job when I was 37 years old. It was fantastic. Walking out of my job for the very, very last time and never looking back and literally never needing a job again is the best feeling. And I want that for you. Now, today we're going to be looking at the 4 stages of real estate investing. And in these 4 stages, there's one you want to be at, and that is where you know what you're doing as an investor. And as we go through these 4 stages, you're probably going to identify with one of them, or maybe you might be getting it from one and going into another, but eventually you want to get into the 4th stage, and that's where the money happens. All right, guys, now let's get into this podcast session where we talk all about the 4 stages of real estate investing. All right, let's do it. Start the show.
Welcome to the Master Passive Income Podcast, where we talk about investing in real estate rental properties with a special focus on making enough money so you can quit your day job and live the dream life. And now, here's your host, Dustin Heiner.
All right, guys, now let's get started. We talk all about real estate rental properties. Now, I want to share a little bit about how my life is. My life is basically the way I design it. I do what I want. I do things when I want and however I want because I've designed my life. I basically built my life to be exactly the way I want it to be. And I'm doing this podcast because I love helping people. I love encouraging people to change their life with the real estate rental properties. And I do my podcast the way that I want. You know, there are people that would try to say, hey, if you're going to do your podcast, do it like this, or make sure you don't do this or do that. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I just want to teach people. I'm going to do it the exact way that I want to do it. Now, I had a review that on my podcast that, I usually ask people to subscribe, rate, and review. And I really appreciate when you guys do. So if you do go out there and subscribe, rate, and review, I really, really appreciate it. And occasionally I will read the reviews. And I got one, it was a little bit ago, maybe a month or so ago. And this guy, his name's Nick. Nick's rating, or it's spelled with a J. It's kind of weird. But anyways, this guy named Nick, he wrote as a review, he gave me a 1 star, and the review is me. Where's the content with a question mark? He maybe listened to an episode where I was talking about, going through Europe or something like that. But, somebody might think, hey, maybe I should stop talking about myself and the good things that are happening in my life and just talk all about, give him the content because this is what he wants. Well, you know what, Nick? Hey, I appreciate the comment. I appreciate you giving me another review, even though it's a 1 star. Hey, I completely trust that you're being completely honest. But you know what? I don't care. This is my podcast. I do it the exact way that I want to do it. If people don't want to listen, then hey, there are plenty of other places that you can go. I just want to give as much help as I can to everybody as possible. I want to read another review. That's a little better review, actually a much better review, a 5-star review by Jay Barship. He gave me a review and I want to read it and give him a shout out. So his review says, Dustin and his guests provide some incredibly compelling and actionable content geared to help you become a better, more well-rounded real estate investor. Highly recommended listening to and subscribing to Master Passive Income Podcast if you want the knowledge and the mindset to creatively and confidently invest in real estate and inch closer towards financial freedom as a result. Hey, Jay, thank you so much. I really appreciate your review. I really try to give as much content as I can to everybody, get some great people to interview to show you how they've done it. I don't just bring anybody on. I bring on people that can bring value to you as the listener. So, Jay, thank you so much. I give you a little shout out. But anyways, hey, anybody, if you leave a review on my podcast, I will do my best to read it on air and give you a shout out. So hopefully, you can point out to your friends, hey, Dustin over there at Master Passive Income Podcast gave me a shout out. Go ahead and listen to it. But anyways, hey, you guys, I really appreciate you being here with me. All joking aside, I do also take constructive criticism. If somebody says something that's really constructive, then I'll definitely implement that into my business. So I do appreciate all you guys emailing me, all you guys reaching out to me, asking questions and trying to understand how to invest in real estate, because that's what I'm here for. I want to help you. And recently I've been taking on some more coaching students and helping them to invest in real estate. And they themselves are seeing how their lives can be changed and are being changed with investing in real estate. Okay, enough of that. Let's get into today's show, where we are talking about the 4 stages of real estate investing. Now, there are many different ways you can look at this. Now, there are 4 stages of everything when you're learning anything. It could be stocks. It could be learning a trade like blacksmithing or whatever. It could be so many different ways that you have these stages applied to. But let's look at it when it comes to real estate investing. The 4 stages actually lead into each other. So when you start at stage 1, hopefully you don't stay there. If you stop, you'll stay there. You'll never get out of stage 1 if you stop learning. But if you continue to learn, you'll progress into stage 2. And then you keep learning again. You'll go into stage 3 and eventually get to stage 4. I myself am in stage 4. I've been in stage 4 for a very long time now. I could look at a property in 5 seconds, look at the numbers. Somebody puts the numbers in front of me. I can say whether or not I would literally buy it or not. I would make money or not, or how to make an offer differently, or how to find funding. Like, that's what I do with all my students, is I show them routes and avenues and options that they would never have known, because I've done basically all of it. So I want to help you guys. And so let's go through this, where we talk about the 4 stages of real estate investing. Now, the first stage, and the key to investing, and the key to really anything, is learning more. But in the first stage, you are unconscious incompetent. So you have 2 parts to you. Number 1, you're unconscious about your competence. You're unconscious of real estate investing. You're uncertain about it. You don't know where to start. You don't know what to do if this happens or if that happens. You don't even know what questions to ask. That's unconscious incompetence. The person in this phase does not understand or know how to do something, or know that something actually exists, like real estate investing. You might have heard of it, but you have no clue where to start. So the saying, "You don't know what you don't know," really applies to people in this stage. It can be even that the person knows what they don't know, but they choose to stay ignorant of the skill. They don't want to learn. They don't want to grow. That could be many, many people. Hopefully it's not where you are. Hopefully you're going to move on to stage 2. To move past this stage, unconscious incompetence, the person must recognize their own incompetence. Basically, recognize that you don't know what you're doing or where to start, as well as the value of the new skill before moving on to the next stage. One can move past this stage more quickly with the desire to learn and the willingness to spend time developing the skill. You need to know that you don't know something and have the desire to learn more about that. That is unconscious incompetent. Now, the second is conscious incompetence. So you're still incompetent about the real estate investing, but you're conscious of real estate investing. You're conscious that you're incompetent, like you don't know what you're doing. A lot of my students that I get and I'm coaching with are at this point where they know that the value of real estate investing is going to change their life forever, but they don't know how to get to the first step. They don't know how to buy their first property. Other students I have 2 or 3 properties, but they don't know how to grow it to be exponential business where they get 20, 25, 30, 40 properties. Now, I show them how to do that because I've done that. Now, in this stage, knowledge of the skill exists and the understanding of its necessity is recognized, but the ability to carry out the skill is really lacking. Like, they don't know how to actually do it. Once this individual knows that they're missing something in their skill set of namely investing in real estate, they can put forward the effort to learn that new skill. Like, let's say, for instance, they don't know how to find wholesalers. Well, wholesalers are people like realtors, but don't have a license, but they find properties and sell those properties to investors like us. Now, if you can't find them, you don't know how to find them, well, you want to think, how do I find them? Let me go talk to somebody that has found them in the past, like talk to somebody like me that would actually teach you. So in learning the new skill, as in learning anything in general, trial and error will take place. Now, failure will lead to success as you or the person in this position, in this stage, continues to train and to learn the new skill. Even if you're in the conscious incompetent stage, you will get gains, you will get better, and you will see yourself improve because you're past the unconscious incompetence level. You're past that stage where you don't know what you don't know. Now you somewhat do know what you don't know, and you're trying to fill in the voids. You're trying to fill in the spots that you're missing. Now, stage number 3. We're going to spend a little bit more time in stage number 3 as we talk about. Right now, we're just going over each stage. So stage number 3 is the conscious competence. Conscious competence is stage number 3. Now, this individual in this stage they understand the skill and is able to apply the skill with limited failure. Like they are able to succeed. Even though they know the new skill, it takes an individual, this person, considerably more time and concentration to perform the skill well and not make mistakes. Now, the skill may be broken down into smaller steps to make the task easier to manage. It takes conscious effort to execute. Whereas for me, I'm at the point where I could look at a property for 2 minutes and see if I want to buy the property or not, or how to proceed, how to make the price lower, how to do everything. I've done it so many times that it's like second nature to me. And that's the last stage, which we'll get to in just a second. So this skill, the person in this stage has the ability to and the knowledge to perform right actions and to be successful. Now, stage number 4 is the unconscious competence. Basically, you don't even think about what you're doing. It just happens. Like imagine somebody like Michael Jordan or Tiger Woods, Tom Brady, LeBron James, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Jim Rogers, Donald Trump with real estate. Obviously, people have different thoughts about his presidency, but with real estate, Donald Trump's amazing. Jim Rogers, he's an amazing stock investor. Bill Gates obviously built Windows. We got Warren Buffett, billionaire, owner of Berkshire Hathaways. Tiger Woods, the amazing golfer. All these different players, all these different people, they have taken years and years to hone their skill. Now they're at the point where they don't even have to think. It's basically like muscle memory and brain memory that they literally don't even do anything. Like Michael Jordan can shoot all day long and not have to even think about it. LeBron James, Tom Brady, he can throw a pass and not even think and not even concentrate. He'll throw it. He just knows exactly where it's going because he's done it so many times. They've taken 5, 10, 15, maybe 20, 30 years perfecting their skill. They've become masters at what they do. Now, these people in the unconscious competence, they are at this stage. These are not just for professional athletes. It can also be for musicians, writers, carpenters, cabinet makers, police officers, stock investors. It runs the gamut, even realtors or real estate investors like us. So in this stage, we, the people in the stage, have devoted hours and hours, countless hours to hone in the skill. It's been said that you need to spend 10,000 hours to master a skill. Well, you could probably do it in less than that. But if you spend 10,000 hours doing anything, like pick up the guitar, spend 10,000 hours playing the guitar, I guarantee you will be playing like Slash on Guns N' Roses, or name a really good guitarist that you know. You will be playing the guitar just as well as them if you play 10,000 hours. I absolutely guarantee it. Nobody's going to take me up on that because they're not going to spend 10,000 hours, but you get the picture. The more practice you get into a certain subject, a certain skill, whatever it might be, you'll get better and better and better. Now, let's talk specifically about a real estate investor. Now, stage 1 for the unconscious incompetence for a real estate investor. This is where most people who have the desire to buy their first property, their first rental property, this is where they are. The characteristics of the people in this stage are basically the same. They're unaware and they don't know what is possible with real estate investing. They are also skeptical. They're kind of thinking, you know what? My uncle's done it. He had 2 properties. He had horrible tenants and he's never going to do it again. He told me to stay away from real estate rental properties. Well, this type of person is listening to the naysayers, those people out there that are saying, you can't do it. Well, what they're doing, in my opinion, is they're telling you that they can't do it. Whenever I hear somebody tell me, hey, Dustin, you can't do this, for me, it's like a switch that flips on. Oh, yeah? Anything you can do, I can do better. So watch me do it better than you. And so recently, I was on a phone call with a potential real estate coaching student who was very skeptical and very pessimistic about real estate investing. So he had seen many friends and family members buy 1, 2, maybe even 3 properties and have a horrible experience being frustrated with the 2 a.m. phone calls about the toilet leaking, or sewage backing up or something like that. You hear all these bad stories, but this caused him to think that no one could ever make money from real estate investing, and maybe that he implied on him that nobody could. Now, personally, with a student talking to me like this, I could get offended or take back a step and be like, hey, what's going on here? You really can, and really start pounding my fist on the table. But no, I start to think, well, where is their anxiety or worries or concerns coming from? It's coming from a certain place. So what he was actually saying was he was skeptical as well as cynical, because he's thinking, if it were really that easy or that simple, wouldn't everybody be doing this in his mind? If real estate investing was that easy, everybody should be doing it. So it has to be hard. Everybody tells me it's hard. Now, every once in a while, I get a good question from somebody. Somebody asks me, if you're making so much money from real estate investing, why do you teach it? Now, even though this is one of the most cynical questions you could ask, I don't get offended at all. I answer the question with another question. Well, who do you want to teach you how to invest in real estate? Someone who is not successful investing in real estate, and someone who does not have a successful business that runs on its own, that you can travel the world and do whatever you want? Would you rather have somebody that's read a book to teach you how to do it? Or would you rather have somebody that's actually done it, that really cares about you, that's not counting for the money, but really just wants to help? Which one would you rather have? So this question really drives home the point that you should only learn from those people who are successful and are willing to give you their time to help you get where they are. Now, when you think of life coaches, I would think you should only go to a life coach. I don't. That's kind of is really weird to hear somebody say, "Hey, I'm going to coach you on your life." Well, how's your life, coach? Is your life amazing, coach? If it's not, then why would I even listen to you? Same thing with the real estate coach. Now, honestly, this is the reason why I coach others to invest in real estate. I'm fully blessed to have and live the life that I have. This is a life of my dreams. I only do what I want to do, like I said at the beginning. Now, I feel the need, the desire, I could say, not really the need, but the desire to give back, to help other people. Now, with my real estate investing, I could literally go fishing every day and binge watch on Netflix and do anything else that I want, but I don't, because I love helping people. So if you are out there, you're interested in coaching, I'd love to talk to you about it. I only take a certain amount of coaching students at one time, so there's an application process. Anyways, we could talk about that later. In thinking about how much money I make from everything I do coaching, I make a ridiculously much more money from my real estate than anything else that I do. Like, it's not even funny how much more money I make in real estate. I make tens of thousands of dollars a month from my real estate. And there's no reason for me to actually work, but I just do it because it's time for me to help. That's why I write books. That's why I have this podcast. That's why I invest in writing and investing articles and coach real estate and stuff like that. Now, this is why I bring this up. I bring this up because you have to analyze where people like this are coming from. People with a cynical or a questioning, skeptical mindset. Are they just skeptical? Are they cynical? And they doubt? Of course they have doubt. Now, do they also have friends who don't believe, that are stoking that fire of skepticism and things like that? Now, my desire is to take those people from stage 1 of unconscious incompetence all the way to the conscious competence stage, the very end. Now, the people in the first stage, they're very skeptical though. But to get past that first stage, you have to see, hey, maybe this person that's teaching me, they've done it. Maybe I can do it too. And then you go from the stage of being unconscious incompetent to now you are conscious incompetent. Now, what's going to be funny is as you move to the next stage where you're conscious incompetent, you're going to have people even more so giving you, hey, this is not going to work. My uncle's cousin's sister's former roommate actually invested in real estate and they did horribly. They lost all their money, so you shouldn't do it. And what is actually happening is, there's an old saying, misery loves company. And there is a reason why this saying exists. Misery loves company. It's because they want you to stay with them, because it validates their understanding or lack of understanding about real estate or really anything else. This applies to everything in life. Where misery loves company, they want you to stay with them to validate their opinions or their beliefs. They're unaware and they actually doubt, and they make you second guess everything that you're trying to learn. You're trying to push everything back away so that you now can look forward to the future and learn new things, while they want to hold you back. Now, these people could be coworkers, they could be friends, they could be even family members or a spouse, but you need to have a choice when you encounter these naysayers. Ask yourself this question. Do I go back and do what I've always done, or do I push through and prove them wrong and prove to myself that I can go a different direction, that I don't have to keep going with the herd of people? Now, if you're this person right now in this stage, I want you to ask yourself, do I have a reason to be cynical or to doubt or be skeptical? Or should I open my mind and be listening? Perhaps someone else knows something that I don't know. Only you can really make that decision for yourself if you're in this stage. Now, I'll say that a lot of the time, when it's new and money's involved, it can be too good to be true. I mean, there are things like get-rich-quick schemes that I would say stay far away from. But we've all been taught to think that way, which is really a good perspective to have. You don't want to be swindled out of your money. You do not want to make the mistake of automatically shutting the door of your brain instead of investigating for yourself whether or not this is something good or not. Real estate investing has been around ever since the beginning of time. People own lands and properties since then, and they will in the future. Rental properties have been around just as long. People always need a place to live, and there will always be an investor like you and me who will be glad to accept their money to let them live in a property that we own. All right, so stage number 2, conscious incompetence for a real estate investor. One student I was coaching started this stage, as most do. My coaching student was young, very nervous about how he could actually quit his job by investing in real estate. He and his wife, they just had their first baby boy, and he was exhausted, lack of sleep, waking up 3 times a night and just literally not getting his sleep, and he's working. He's exhausted. Now, he knew it was possible to make money investing in real estate properties, and having seen it done by others, he was really, really curious. Now, the thought of being able to provide for his family without working was a great idea in his brain. He said, maybe I could spend more time with my family. Maybe I can quit my job. If you guys remember, I always talk about the job is J-O-B, is just over broke. Your paycheck just keeps you just over broke. You're not making any more money to make yourself and your life change. You're just over broke. So without a job, he would be able to coach his son's little league games. He'd be at home, teaching his children, his future children, how to read and write, and even have time to serve his church and his community. Now, he, like many others in the stage, they're aware that there is something that they do not know, but they know it's possible. They believe it's possible about real estate. Maybe a friend of theirs started to make money with real estate rental property investing. Maybe their parents had one property and they saw money coming in. So people on the stage, they know that it's possible, but they don't know how to start, let alone build a successful real estate business, a big business. Now, this is when you begin your search. Maybe you listen to my podcasts. Maybe you found my YouTube videos, or you found my articles that I have on my blog. Maybe you found my book or my online courses. Maybe you're starting with something small like learning how to get out of debt because you've seen it done before and you know how to make money work for you, or learning to make money work for you. Those in this stage, everybody in the stage are in a great position to take advantage of the great things that are out there. Even though you don't know what it is, you know that you want to go after that. You are just unaware of how to actually implement that and put what is financially available to you into your business and implement that into your life so that you can change your life. Now, again, this is a great place to be. This means you're really open to learning. You're really open to seeing, hey, there's something else out there. Let me look at it. Let me see if I can actually attain this. Now, you discovered that real estate investing is possible, and there are people like me who have mastered the game of passive income and want to share it with you. But at this stage, you are aware that people invest, period. You don't have the nuts and bolts. You don't know how to make the business work for you yet. But if you stick with me, I'm going to help you. Now, I've been at this stage before many, many different times when I'm learning different skills, when I'm learning different subjects or different things, ways to invest and things like that. Now, it is as if there's so much to learn in so little time. It feels like there's just a fire hydrant of information you want to learn. Well, my suggestion is just little at a time. Now, when you're in this position, this is a great place to be because you can consume as much free content out there as possible. I put out so much free content that hopefully you'll be able to learn from everything I'm sharing and actually implement that so that you can buy your first property. Now, all this free content that I give out, this will get you started down the right path and help you to know if this is really something you want to invest your time and your money in. So take all the free content that you can and learn. Just keep learning. And with that, I want to give you my free real estate investing course. Go to masterpassiveincome.com/free course to get my free course to get you started. And that is even just to see if this real estate thing is right for you. It's free. Go ahead and get it. masterpassiveincome.com/free course. Now, everything that I'm teaching is not taught in schools, and it's really not common sense. These are hard lessons of what is good and bad and how to invest in real estate in order to change your life. This will also start to satisfy your curiosity. You will get familiar with terms and ideas and the principles of real estate investing. Now, you do need to dive into the deep end of the pool. You need to make some mistakes at this level. You need to start going because you're not an expert yet. You're learning. You need to start moving. This is what I did. I've literally lost, I'm going to tell you, tens of thousands of dollars because of doing real estate the wrong way. I did not continue to learn. I just kept trying it and then figured out, hey, this didn't work. This did work. Get rid of the things that didn't and keep the things that did work. Keep them in my business. I personally wish I would have continued to learn. I wish I would have got an online real estate investing course or actually got coaching. It would have saved me tens of thousands of dollars. Now, I should have done all these things, but I didn't. I'm trying to encourage you. If I were to go back and tell myself again what to do and how to start investing, it would be to learn more and to get a coach and really walk me through it, because the tens of thousands of dollars that I lost, I could have saved all that and been in my pocket. So at this level, you don't want to get caught up in, I knew this wouldn't work. Like at the first thought of, I looked for properties and there weren't any out there because I live in California and Los Angeles is really expensive, or San Francisco or whatever. And you don't want to get stuck on, man, I knew this wouldn't work. You don't want to get stuck there. When you get started, you may make some mistakes. You don't want to get stuck there, though. You don't want to get that mindset of, man, I'm done because I made one mistake. Everybody makes mistakes, but you need to learn from them. Even though it was tough, even though I thought it was tough, I didn't lose sight of the prize of not having a job, being able to quit my job and never being just over broke again. I pushed through it. But remember, you're still only at the free information. You're at stage 2. Now, I'm completely right there with you. All this can be confusing with all the ideas out there, but be aware of the negative voices, whether it's your own or somebody else's, and be aware that at this level, you will make mistakes because you're determining different styles and different areas to invest and different options out there and different opinions. You're trying to figure out what is your style and how you're going to invest. Now, what is important is at this step to start learning and never stop. Let me give you an example. When I first started investing in real estate, I had the desire, but not the knowledge. After taking a $1,000 2-day seminar, which was good because it got me really excited about real estate, but it was so bad because it was so general and vague that I didn't get anything. They said, hey, come back and get this $40,000 rental property course. And I was like, what? I just gave you $1,000. Now you want $40,000 for a rental course? Well, that was just crazy to me. And even though I couldn't afford the $30,000, if I had $30,000, I wouldn't give it to him, or $40,000, or even $20,000. Like, that's just crazy amount of money. But I knew I needed the knowledge. I knew I needed training, and I knew I needed that. Honestly, looking back, I wish I would have spent $5,000 for coaching. Not the $30,000 or $40,000, which is ridiculous. But if there was a coach that was out there, that I could spend $5,000 and coach and walk me through, it would save me $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in lost revenue, lost expenses with evictions, and it just so run the gamut of me losing money. Now, even though I thought I didn't need to get a coach, looking back, I really wish I would have. Doing it myself, I made so many mistakes. What's interesting is as I work with students, they don't know what's out there. They really don't know what possibilities, hey, here's a property. How do I actually get that property? How do I find funding? How do I get somebody to manage it? What happens when something breaks? How do I take care of the insurance? How do I take care of all this sort of stuff? And the creative ways to get properties. Most people don't understand that. But working with somebody that actually has created a business, this is how you can live the dream life, by having somebody else help you build an automatic business that runs without you. And again, I want to state that if you're in stage number 2, don't stop learning. Continue to learn. Even if you think, hey, I bought my first property and my second property, I'm going on to my third property, but I'm running a roadblock and I can't find financing for it. Well, don't stop learning. Learn a new way to get past that roadblock. All right, stage number 3, conscious competence. This is where you're consciously competent and you know and you have the ability to implement this. Now, at this level, you're willing to try and are actively looking for solutions, ways to invest. You may have tried investing in real estate and maybe have had success. You may have 1 or 2 or 3 properties and are looking to become a serious real estate investor. So you've already got the knowledge, you're ready to go, you're already investing. Now, at this stage, it does take a lot of work on your part to find a new property, to analyze it. Whereas somebody in the next stage, it takes them 2 minutes to figure out if they're going to buy a property or not. At this stage, it takes a lot more work because you're manually or you're making your brain do all the work when it's not common sense. You have to actually build the business together. Now, at this stage, you're ready to be shown how to turn your 1 or 2 rental property business into a successful business where you can quit your job. Now, you need to look to someone else who has lived through this entire game of business, the entire game of real estate investing and passive income, and that can show you the shortcuts, that can give you the tried and true strategies and help you to be able to quit your job. Now, you don't have to make the same mistakes that I made. I mean, I made lots of them, and I'm going to tell you right now that as we go through the podcast, as all my training, all my coaching, everything, I give you all my lessons learned because I've learned so many lessons. Now, this is a time at stage number 3, this is time for you to get coaching or getting a mentor, someone who's ready and will help you to get to where you want to be because they are already there. Now, honestly, at this level, you're at the point where you're willing to pay for information, not just any information, but coaching and actual training. It's no longer a matter of, does this work? Should I invest? You're already there. You already know it is working and you want to continue on. You have successes. Now you're ready for more. It's a matter of, how do I make this better and faster? How do I grow the business bigger and better? Now, I want to give you a little bit of a tip. At this point, impatience may kick in. You may start getting impatient, wanting the business to grow much faster than it is growing right now. I have one student who is in Alaska who he is so excited and so pumped. He wants to quit his job. He has money, but he's waiting for deals, trying to make deals happen. And he's so frustrated. He's starting to get impatient and he's almost making deals. And I'm trying to help him to steer out of bad deals. He's almost making deals happen that aren't deals. Like he said, I just have this money. I got to spend it. I got to get at it because I got to quit my job. Well, I'm there to help him see the bigger picture, not letting emotions take over and say, hey, so this is the property you're getting. Have you thought of this, this, and this? What about this expense that might come up? What about the foundation? You told me about this and this. And so me as a coach, being able to walk them through this entire thing. Now, at stage 3, I don't want you to get impatient, but I do want you to continue and figure out how you can learn to grow and get better and faster. Now, the healthy version of learning and doing this in stage 3 is, how do I make this work better and faster? How do I learn? How do I stick to my plan and not get impatient and continue to build your business? Now let's move on to stage 4, unconscious competence. This is the best stage to be. This is the Michael Jordans, the Bill Gates, Warren Buffetts, and LeBron James and Tiger Woods. They don't even have to think. They just do it because they've done it so much. They've mastered their business. This mastery can be applied to everything, not just investing in real estate, but literally everything in life. Now, at this level of mastery, you are now successful. Personally, every single month, I make tens of thousands of dollars in my real estate investing. This amount really only grows as I buy more properties. The more properties I buy, the more money I make. The more money I make, the more properties I buy, and it just keeps going. It's a fantastic cycle. Now, remember, this is also without any work on my part. It's an automatic business. My business runs without me. Now, imagine yourself. If you made tens of thousands of dollars or even $1,000 a month more than you're making now without working, wouldn't that be life-changing? Wouldn't that be amazing if you had an extra $1,000 so you could no longer have to live just over broke? Now, honestly, after 35 properties later for me, currently 35 properties, next month I might have more and I just keep growing. I have an automatic business that makes me tens of thousands of dollars every single month because I've mastered the game of passive income. Now, those people who are in this stage, they're not as emotional as they were at stage 1. You win some, you lose some. All of my properties I look at as inventory. Something bad happens to one, well, bummer, that's a bad inventory that I need to replace. So you're going to have some evictions, some big paydays. In the end, real estate business is going to be a net positive business for you at the end of the year. But the issue really is that most people don't allow enough time to let themselves get to this level. They don't really even have the patience to attain it, but they want all the results even though they have not put in the time to attain that level of mastery. If you think about college, most people want a 4-year degree in the first year. Like, hey, just let me go to college for 1 year and give me a 4-year degree. But that makes no sense. You'd never go to college, or any college, and say, if I can't get this degree in 1 year, this doesn't work for me and I want my money back. If you think about it, you might flunk 1 or 2 classes and drop out and give up. No, you don't do that. You hire a tutor, you study more, you put more intense effort into making sure you pass tests, you dissect the problem, you get it done so you get the degree. Now, investing in real estate is no different. You need to move up through all 4 stages to get to the 4th stage where you're really confident and you've gained the mastery level. Now, honestly, you cannot substitute time for this. You only become a master over time for doing something over and over again. And most people don't stick with it. They don't put in the thousands of hours that they need to become a master at it. Now, I'm going to ask you, what stage are you at? Where are you in this stage? Are you at stage 1, 2, 3, or 4? For those at stage 1, where you're skeptical, you don't even know what's out there. You might have heard about it where your Uncle Billy, he had a property and it went really, really bad. The tenants destroyed the property. Well, being at this stage, you're skeptical and you don't even have the desire to move forward. Move past this stage. I would say, look at what I'm doing with my life, how I literally don't have to work, and say, hey, somebody's actually doing it right. So move from stage 1, where you're unconscious, incompetent, to stage 2, where you're conscious, incompetent, where you know something's out there and you want to get it, but you don't know how. This is a great place to be. Start devouring all my free content out there. Start getting, listen to all my podcast episodes. Go on my blog and read all my articles. I have books out there. I have my free course for you. Devour all that free content so you can make sure that this is something you want. Now, when you move into stage 3, this is an even better place where you now are conscious, competent. You have all the free information. You're ready to get started. This is a time where you would reach out to somebody like me, anybody that you can work with that is going to help you to get to the next level number 4. Now, it takes a lot of work to get to stage number 4, but you absolutely can do it. To go from stage to stage is a lot of work on your part, but you can do it. I want to encourage you that your life will absolutely be changed and dramatically different as you start investing. Imagine getting that first property where you're making $250 of passive income that goes in your pocket every single month. And imagine you getting 2 properties where now you have $500 going in your pocket. That's passive income. That is above and beyond all the expenses. The mortgage, the property taxes, the insurance, vacancy factor, all that sort of stuff. That's $500 for 2 properties coming in your pocket. I remember when I got my second property and being amazed at how another $500 coming in my pocket just changed my world. I said, I can't stop. Let me keep buying more of these properties. And now I'm 35 plus counting. So I want you guys to get started. Again, go over to masterpassiveincome.com/free course. Get your free course. And hey guys, I'm there for you. If you're interested in coaching, I love to talk to you about it. I have an application process. Go to masterpassiveincome.com/coaching. And when you go there, it'll have you sign up for the application process because I only work with a certain amount of people because I only have a certain amount of time to give. So if that's you, where you're interested in coaching, please go there, masterpassiveincome.com/coaching. I'd love to help you out as much as I can. All right, guys, it's been great. You guys take care of yourselves. I'll see you next week for another great session where we talk all about real estate, how we can change our lives with real estate and rental property. All right, guys, peace out.